All right, our sixth presenter today is Dr. Kris Denbow. She is in charge of special programs with Webster Groves School District, and her topic is focused student support, elementary learners.
Well, good morning. So I actually, just a little background, retired in June, and then in the midst of a pandemic, and was asked to come back to work with our students who were choosing to participate in launch because of a variety of situations. And so it was very beneficial, and that's one of my points, to have one person who is dedicated to monitor, whether if you're a small district and it can be one person wearing many hats, maybe a larger district and you have multiple people. But elementary learners present just a little bit different challenge than secondary students for a variety of reasons. Mainly, virtual education is a little bit more intuitive for a secondary age student, and elementary students need a little bit more hand-holding, as do their families. So if you are enrolling elementary students, my suggestion would be to have that dedicated point person who could work with those families and work with the students to monitor their progress, going in at least weekly. My suggestion, at least weekly, if not more, to check on their progress is going to be crucial to their success. The second point would be to really talk to the families about the learning expectations of launch with those families. Now, Launch does a fabulous job outlining what their expectations are. They have lots of documents and presentations that can be shared, and I shared all of that with the families, but sometimes in certain situations, families are overwhelmed for a variety of reasons, and very understandably. And so the learning expectations for launch might just look different than the home district. Not better, not bad, just different, right? And so making sure that the families understand what the learning expectations for those elementary students. They need to access these different learning platforms so many times a week. They need to log on for live in-person lessons at this time, helping them understand the schedules and walking through any questions that they might have is going to be crucial. The third point that I would say is really an important, and again, especially with little ones, is develop protocols on how to help families understand the difference with the technology. For example, in Webster, we utilize Canvas as well. We also utilize a Google platform. But in order to access Launch's Canvas and Launch's Google platform, families need to be completely logged out. That's our reality in Webster. Every district has a different way they manage their own technology. And so that was a little bit confusing for families right at the beginning, because they didn't understand how to completely log out, because all of our devices automatically log them in as soon as they open up the device. So there was some confusion right at the beginning, and a little bit hand-holding that needed to be done for some families who might not be as tech savvy as others. And so just making sure that you have a good solid plan with families on how to navigate your specific district's technology, if you are providing technology to the families, or how they can access the Launch technology if they're using their own device, is going to be really important. So the key takeaway, I would say, is really having that liaison, that one person who, or if you're a larger district, like David said earlier, if you have a larger district, you have multiple people at different building levels, and that's completely understandable. But having someone who is responsible, if you have multiple buildings, to oversee whether or not the students are performing, how their achievement is, how are they achieving in their classrooms, reaching out to the parents if it seems like there might be a concern that needs to be addressed, and just making sure that you have that person who can communicate with teachers on a regular basis if needed. And the teachers have been extremely gracious throughout this entire process, as well as Jana and Savannah and everybody, Missy, answering every kind of question that has been possibly brought forward to them, and being very flexible. So that would be my key takeaway, especially when you're working with the little ones, because again, virtual education for some is not as intuitive as a platform that hasn't been utilized as much prior to pandemic than it has been in the second.
I just want to say that Dr. Denbow went to the same school of retirement as Missy did on our team. So Dr. Denbow, it's so great to see you. Thank you for coming out of retirement to support virtual learners and for presenting with us today.
You're welcome.
All right, and I see no questions for you, Dr. Denbow. Thank you. Really quickly, before we introduce the next speaker, I wanted to give a quick note. When Dr. Denbow talks about communication, Webster Groves was the first district last summer to really push elementary to families with our marketing. So just as a reminder, we offer that for free. We're gonna have some videos you can share this summer, and we're also happy to make you print materials, but we are happy to help you get the message out. So thank you.